What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at ICM scenarios on the final table. Let's get started. So, actually, let me share a portion of the screen. All right. So, would you guys open here? So, final table. We got the big stack, but chip leader is in the big blind.
Nope.
So, how wide would you open here?
It's like zero EV, I think. You could skip it. I'd be happy to skip it. I think it's not great that you're opening into a chip leader, but it is nice that a lot of the mid stacks in between are going to play pretty conservatively against you.
Okay. Let me ask some questions. So, first off, you would skip pocket fours here, Tim? Or would you play it?
Yeah, I mean, like
Well,
you can,
tell me,
you can.
Tim, what's the worst pair you would play here?
Well, what I want to say is the worst pair that has like meaningful EV, because like you're going to see sprinkles of stuff down there, but I think like sevens to have like more than a hundredth of a big blind and to open 100% of the time.
All right. What would you do here, Andy, with king five suited?
King five suited, fold.
Um, Peter, what would you do here with ace nine offsuit?
I don't know.
Your ace blockers really want to open up final tables. Ace nine offsuit is going to open.
Okay.
Yeah, with that stack, seems fine.
Sven,
By the way, yeah,
would
nice,
you
can hear me.
play here king 10 offsuit?
Yes, we open a shitload because the big blind is also not gonna go crazy against us. Since he is like the only one who has us covered. And the big blind is not gonna like three bet us like wide or anything. Being out of position, only having us slightly covered. So we go bananas.
Okay. All right, let's see. We got A plus, A plus. What would you do here with Jack nine suited?
Jack nine suited. Where am I at? Under the gun one?
Yes, you're at pocket four, sir.
82 bigs. I'd raise Jack nine suited there. I'd open Jack there. Yeah.
Okay. Nate, if you want to participate, let us know. You can use the chat. You can use your voice. Otherwise,
I'm here.
Okay. Well, Nate, what would you do here with 10-9 suited?
I'd probably fold. I've been working on this here recently. It seems to be they want you to be pretty tight.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd probably fold.
All right, let's see the answers. So this is the solution here. So we said
Wow.
pocket 7, 10, a little bit tight, right? There's slivers of 6 and like 7 is full frequency, sure.
Bro, that's exactly what I said. That is literally exactly what I said.
Well, 5, 6s, so
I said you're gonna sprinkle in the lower ones. The first
yeah.
one that you open full frequency is sevens.
Yeah, you could reach in a little bit here. Andy, I asked for king 5 suited.
Yeah.
You said fold. I got you
Yeah.
on that.
Sure did.
Okay, so let me, Tim, let's give you one. Andy, let's not give you one.
Yeah.
Peter, we said ace nine full frequency. You got that one.
Nice one.
Sven, king 10 off. Look at this. Sven finds the floor, no problem.
I randomized.
A plus, jack 9 off. A plus, you got scam. And Nate, I don't know how to score that one, Nate. It's majority fold, so I guess you got it right.
One of the concepts in ICM is your blockers to top of value matter more than your equity from implied odds hands at the bottom of value. And so
Yeah.
you're more resilient with your aces and kings and more inclined to fold your like jack 9 and queen 10 off and stuff like that.
Yeah. Then like
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing here. Like in a chippy V spot or a lower ICM spot, you might find a fold with ace two suited there, or that would be like lower value, and you would definitely be in there with all the suited nines.
now let's fold this pocket four and move on to the next decision. All right. Back here. All right. Tim, what's the worst suited king you would open here?
All right, I'm taking in the spot. Here we are solidly in a mid stack. Yeah, there's two stacks shorter than us at 21 and 15, and 23, 3, and one that's just over us at 29. So we're like solidly in the middle. That's gonna have us in some handcuffs. So, but we still, the range that we do VPIP is still gonna be, like Peter said, very like ace X suited, king X suited heavy. Those are the hands that we're really gonna reach for here. So I want to tighten up a little bit relative to last hand. Let's make it king 8 suited.
King 8 suited?
Yeah, what's kind of the same ballpark? King 8, king 9.
I again want to say that's my full frequency action. If it's mixing half of king 7, I want the point.
But what if
I'm
king
putting it
7
down now.
What
I'm putting it
what
down
if-
now. King 8 suited, 100%.
100%.
I'm calling my shot.
Okay. Very ambitious.
Tim's been away too long. He doesn't remember how you get debated at this game.
Very
I
ambitious.
don't want points for it, but I think it doesn't open king 7 suited. 0%. Just the personal data.
What do you say, Van? King 7 suited what?
I say king 7 suited, it doesn't open. 0%.
Okay. All right. Andy, what's the worst pocket pair you would play here?
Pocket pair. So, well, I really want that 15 big blind to bust out. So, sevens or eights.
Okay. What kind of frequency would you open pocket eights with? Every time?
It's going to depend how aggressive the big blind is. I mean, if he's shoving everything, I'm not even open it. So, yeah, put eights down for an open.
100%.
Yeah, I think
All
I'm
right.
being.
All right. Peter, what would you do here with queen 9 suited?
Snap fold.
Oof.
Okay. Then what would you do here with queen 10 suited?
Queen 10 suited is a pure open.
Pure open.
But might be the worst queen, actually.
Okay. Okay, A plus. What would you do here with ace 10 offsuit?
Oh, that's the bottom, huh? You're going queen eight. Yeah, I think it's probably partial. I think it's partial. Ace jack, I think is full. So I think ace 10 is probably a partial open.
Okay. Um, right. Nate, what would you do here with king jack off?
Oh, wait, you have
Fold.
28 bigs. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I insta fold.
Oh. Okay, who do we have else? We got Mike right in the house. Got Mike.
Yep,
Mike, what do you do here with Jack 10 suited?
Jack 10 suited.
Yeah.
Who do we have? 21, 23, 29. I feel like we're just in that area where we just can get punished so bad. I might be very tight on this, but I feel like you could open, maybe fold. I think you can play a bit of both. I think it's like a, I don't know, 50-50 open and fold.
Okay, so
I just feel like I can be put in the box.
you're opening 50%.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Who else do we have in here? I think that's it, isn't it? Okay. What else could I ask? No, I can't. I think that's it. We're gonna run. Oh, I know. Tim, the worst suited ace you would open here.
Who, me or everyone?
Tim.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's interesting. The last one we saw was the big stack in a more favorable ICM position with ace deuce. I think we could skip a couple. Let's make it ace four.
All right. Ace four. Okay.
I called king eight, ace four.
Right. Partially right, Tim. So
Sorta. Yeah,
king eight,
not terrible.
you said full frequency, right?
But it's king 10.
So it's actually like king 9, king 10, somewhere around that ballpark, right?
Yeah.
But then
Yeah.
you said ace four is full frequency in there, so I guess you break even. Andy, you said pocket eight every time.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not every time. You should have said mixing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's good. Peter found the fold here. Queen 10 would be pure, like Sven said, and then Queen 9 pure fold.
Yeah.
So they both get a point. A plus said partial open. He was right. And Nate, you said pure fold. A little bit tight here. We gotta play a little bit of those king jack. Mike, you said opening jack 10 suited 50% of the time. It's a pure fold.
Damn, I would also have opened Jack 10 suited.
You were gonna open, huh?
Yeah. Luckily, you asked me for the Queen 10 and
Queen
not Jack
10,
10.
but I thought jack 10 when I asked. You got lucky. Variance. All right. So pocket 10 here would be an open, right? So full frequency open, so we open. All right. Now let's see. Andy,
Yeah.
give me a hand you would three bet the guy with here as a bluff.
Under the gun 8, under the gun 7.
From 21 big blind.
Ace 5 suited.
Okay, good one. Maybe. Peter, Give me one hand you would bluff here with.
King nine suited.
Alright, with Sven, one hand you would bluff with.
Call me crazy, but I'm 3-bet folding ace queen off.
Ace queen off,
Mm-hmm.
that's good, maybe. A plus, give me a. What would you do here, A plus with pocket nines?
Pocket nines. Under the gun plus, what is it?
CP versus CP.
Oh. Okay. With 20 bigs, there is still some calling here. Even from this position, I might be too high, but I might just call here. I may just call and see what happens.
Okay,
Yeah, I think you're too high. We're not calling anything.
Nate, what would you do here with king queen offsuit?
Ugh. Um, probably just fold with the 15 stack behind. I think you have to really tighten up.
All right, Mike, what would you do here with king jack offsuit?
Or if king queen's a fold, I'd feel like king jack is a fold, right? Unless you can you turn that into a 3-bet bluff? No, I don't think so. No, I just say fold.
Fold here.
By the concept I'm seeing is we just have to be super tight. So I'll just say fold.
All right,
Yeah. I mean, would we have many bluffs here with all these people to act behind us in this position? I mean,
Maybe not.
all right, maybe a couple.
okay.
Okay, what would you do here, Tim, with ace jack suited?
I think every hand in range, I don't think there's a single hand that wants to call 100%. I think every hand could 3-bet. Ace jack suited is like one of the hands that probably calls the most in the whole range. Let's call it call 50%, 3-bet 50%.
Okay. Um, Andy, what would you do here with ace jack offsuit?
Ace jack off. Fold.
Peter, what would you do here with queen jack suited?
Queen jack suited. I would mix folds and calls. I would primarily fold that hand.
Okay. What else? Okay, Sven, what would you do here with king 10 suited?
Fold.
Fold?
Yep, not entirely sure on that one, but I'm just folding. Just splitting.
Okay. I think that's about it. Maybe A plus. Give me a hand you would bluff here with.
Queen jack suited. I think queen jack suited or queen jack suited, king 10 suited, queen 10 suited. One of those three is going to be a bluff shove. I don't know which, but it might be queen jack suited. Yeah,
Okay,
one of those is
and
going to be a bluff. Yeah.
okay. And Nate, would you ever three bet area end with like ace eight suited?
I mean, I don't think so unless I had some type of really good read. I feel
Okay,
like with the 15s, the being the second small stack at the table, you really have to you gotta be really tight. I
okay,
believe.
okay,
I'm not good at this. I could totally be wrong. That's why I'm here.
yeah. Uh, all right. And Mike, what would you do here with ace ten suited?
Um, I feel like you're giving me they're all hard.
Of
I hate
course,
ICM.
of course, Mike.
It's so hard. To be honest, I
For
think
me, I see the solution. Most of you are
yeah, I
wrong.
know. Um, to be honest, I think we could. Are we basing it off the UTG Open and our response to it?
Yeah, yes.
Then fold.
Okay. Really? You'd fold ace ten suited.
Or then if don't debate me. I feel like you're debating me.
I feel like I just did it.
Yeah, I feel like you're bluffing me, and I call you.
I don't know.
Um,
I don't know.
we've got the ace
No, he's
blocker.
bluffing you and you fold.
Yeah, yeah. I
All
think
right.
we've got the ace blocker, which makes a big thing. But I'm gonna say there's a 3-bet fold.
Okay.
That's my final answer. You
Three
got me
bet on
Sounds
debated.
like
side.
it.
I'm falling for it.
Okay. You got debated.
Yeah,
Danny,
3-bet fold.
Danny, do you have a calling range here? All right.
Nope, we
No.
can't hear you, Danny.
Nope, cannot
Danny's in
hear
the
you, but you can use the chat in case you're having this difficulty. Would you have a calling range quickly? This is FTA. EP opens and you're EP1.
And you don't know he has tens.
Okay, Danny says no calling range.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. And then we've got Bogdan here.
Hello, brothers. How's it going?
Pretty good, you?
Good.
Doing good, bro. Doing good.
Bogdan, tell
And
me what you would do here with pocket tens.
give me 1 second, please. So we have 23 blinds. We under the gun. I would raise a bit more, but not too much.
How much you'd raise pocket ten
Mm,
against an open here?
5
Okay,
directly, you know.
you want a three bet pocket tens there.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, let's look at the range.
All right, before you show it, I was about to say we have no calls and no 3-bet jams, but too late.
That's right. Sven was right. He said it all along. I tried to debate you, but Sven was like, nah, there's no calling range here. And everybody was like, oh, let's call ace jack. No calling range, right? I think like this part of the deck is very tricky though. Like ace jack suited versus open, like feels like this is a very, very tough spot, right? So,
Interesting that King 10 3 bets most of the time, but Ace Jack is suited
yeah,
pure fold.
yeah. Usually, you know why that is? It's because we block the value when you have like ace ten suited. You don't block those middling aces that are gonna fold, right? So
Yeah.
when you have like a king ten suited, you don't block the folds from the a6, the middle a6. That's why you're gonna see like king jack suited shoving, those king hands basically, because you block value, pocket kings, pocket queens, right? And then you unblock the hands that are gonna fold a little bit. So in general, that's what's going on. So no calling range here. Sorry, Tim. Ace five suited, Andy, you got that right. But ace jack off, you said fold, you got that right as well. So back to 0 for Andy.
Oh, nice.
Peter said fold on king nine suited. I think it's, probably fine. And then
No, you
I
can
asked
give
for
him the point for that.
I asked for queen jack suited though. Queen jack suited. He said mix, call and fold. No calling range here, Pete. So breaking even. Sven, I asked for the bluff, ace queen off. I think that's is it value? Is it a bluff? Very close.
Yeah, both. That's still just a 3-bet 40.
But the king 10 suited, yeah. King 10 suited
Wow.
somehow has to play a little bit here. So breaking even. A plus. I asked for pocket 9. There's no calling range at all, as you see. Even pocket 10. And then I asked for queen jack suited, queen 10 suited. You said we could venture. You said I think king 10 suited as well, right?
He said
But
king 10 and yeah.
But you basically screwed up 2, gave 1 good. So I mean, I'm gonna give you -1 here, -1 here. Now the tricky also, look at this, how weird this construction is. So I asked for king queen
Yeah.
off because it's
Yes.
folding here.
Thanks a lot.
Which Nate nailed. But then I asked for king jack off.
Yeah, I know.
because, I wanted to
Wow.
scam Mike basically, and I did.
Yep.
Right. Now back to
Well
Nate.
done.
I asked for ace 8 suited. If you ever would consider 3-betting with it, you have some frequencies of 3-bets with those, right? So we basically broke even on that one.
I felt like you were setting me up.
Of course I
But
was, 100%. I kind of like figured you were a little bit on the tighter side, so easy. So yeah, this king jack off, king queen off dynamic is a little, strange,
I wouldn't have found that one.
Yeah. So Mike got scammed, and then ace 10 suited. Look at that, Mike. Just a pure fold. You said fold at first, and then I said, blah, 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 and then you just
Yeah, I
fell
know.
for it. You just
I
fell
did.
for it.
You had
That's
7-2.
fine, Mike.
You had 7-2 offsuit, and you jammed on me, and I folded. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So debated hard. Danny said there was no calling range at all from 20 big blind EP versus CP. So Danny is not that rusty. Oh, he can still play a hand.
Can we take a second and look at some just like slightly deeper spots to see like when the calling range comes in, like 25 v 25, or like when, like
Yeah.
roughly when should we start to look for it? Because like I know it's not going to be a big part of our strategy, but you do see more of it sometimes.
I
So
would say
if you
EP
don't mind taking a
versus
look.
CP here, there's not going to be any calling range at all.
Too
I would
early.
Well,
venture
it's
to
like
say, and then I
20
I
would
believe there would be
venture to
little.
say probably 35, maybe 35 big blinds, 32. Maybe you see that little ace jack suited coming in,
When we get to
but
the
I
hijack
think
who has
it's gonna be
29, maybe.
like
Yeah,
even
at
if you
20
can
bigs,
crank it up, it's gonna be such a small part of the strategy that I don't think it's a good idea to kind
so
of
I'm
like,
at 20 bigs, there's definitely a mix. There's calls, raise, and shoves at 20 bigs. Maybe it's just the under the gun
no,
plus 2 plus 3. There isn't?
no, in general, at 20 big blind on a final table, you just get rid of your calling range.
I
In
think
general.
there is a big EP versus late position thing here, because like you take a huge risk when you flatten EP, because you have like 7 more people or whatever, or 6 more people that can flat or 3-bet or do whatever behind you. That's going to be different if it's like cutoff feed button, because then
Yeah,
there's a lot less risk
button
of
has
like
a
action
huge call
behind.
range. Yeah, button has a huge call
Exactly.
range.
Also,
So like
like,
depth is important, but also range is, or sorry, position is important.
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
no calling range and no shoving range, right? So, because some hands like pocket jack, for example, like it seems like some of those hands are very tough to play post flop, right? I feel like I would maybe like, consider jamming it sometimes, or ace king, EP open, you just stick it in with ace king, the easy choice kind of. Well, there's no shoving as well as no calling. So that's that.
The,
Um,
the calling range
Bogdan,
starts with hijack. It
yeah.
starts at hijack.
Hijack at 30, maybe, yeah. Around 30 big blinds, the like, late position, but in general, you should probably just like it's even at 30 from the hijack here, A plus. I'm pretty sure it's like less than 5% of the range, right? You don't really want to have calls there. That's, I
Yeah.
think, the general idea.
Okay.
So yeah. And then Bogdan, you want a 3-bet 10. Look at that.
Yeah, bro. I'm courageous, I know. But it
You're
was like
crazy. You're crazy, Bogdan. You need to fold 10. Okay, Bogdan, a trick for you. Whenever you have 1 or 2 10s in your hand, you're blocking the bottom of the opening range. Okay, he doesn't have ace 10, king 10, queen 10, jack 10 if you have 2 10s in your hand, right?
right.
So it's more likely he has something better, right?
Well, and
So
let me say the thing that goes like without saying always, these are equilibrium strategies that assume a relatively tight opener. If you've got some just like Blaster who's still opening 27% of hands from UTG 8 or whatever, then like you're going to attack him with a different range and it's going to be wider than this. But it's still going to be really cautious because there's still a risk of X number of players behind you waking up with Jacks plus. And
I
then you,
don't know, Tim. I don't know. I think if you want to stick to the equilibrium strategy in those kind of ICM scenarios, probably the best, like getting out of line, the way I would personally do it, I wouldn't add combos in here. I would take the
I
combos that
mean,
mix. I would take the combos that mix and move the frequencies one way or the other. Like you got that
I mean,
ace
for sure,
eight,
that's the
you think
first
that guy is
exploit. I mean,
crazy. Like I wouldn't make up combos, you see. I would just use what's available and then move the frequency one way or the other. That's how I would approach it.
So
I mean, it just depends on how crazy your guy is, you know? Like the more he's deviating.
Well, you have to deal about with all
Um,
those as well, right?
I
So
agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah.
so what's the difference between the GTO Wizard Chip EV and what we're looking at here? Because at 20 bigs,
yeah, this is a
GTO
final table.
Wizard, well, this is final, right? So what I'm saying is, what's the difference between the strategies? At
Okay,
20
so
bigs, if you pull up GTO Wizard and you go 20 bigs, and you do without, using ICM model, and you throw in a raise under the gun, hijack has a ton of calls. Low
yeah,
jack has a ton of calls.
yeah.
So we're saying that.
ICM makes you not want to call.
So okay, all right.
And then ICM makes you want to use your blockers, suited blockers as bluffs, right? Whereas chip EV, like you're playing pairs, EP versus EP, you're gonna always like play like, especially 20 bigs. I'm pretty sure you probably want to shove ace jack. So there's a lot of differences. Like queen jack suited is probably a good hand to either shove or play here. So there's a lot of differences.
Yeah.
Right.
With the GTO Wizard chip EV, it doesn't start having calls until you get to the cutoff in this situation.
Where no, I'm looking at it right now.
Well, like chip EV, very, very, very different scenario. Also, keep
Sure.
in mind, like chip EV, I don't think it's a good model when you look at 20 big blind stack chip EV because chip EV is for level 1. Okay, so level 1 is like you lose 80 big blinds and then you play a hand, You already lost all your stacks, right? And then you're on level 1, stage 1. So I mean, if I lose 80 big blind and then I'm playing a hand, I'm gonna be like on stage one, level one. Of course, it's a very, very different approach, right?
Yeah.
All right. So ace three suited here, pure fold. All right. Now.
Now this is tricky.
Well. Let's see
Okay.
who we have in here. Okay. Bogdan, what would you do here with those pocket seven?
Same stuff, bro. Same stuff. Raise it. I'm raising pairs, bro. I'm raising pairs all the time. You know,
You don't
like
like money, Bogdan, do you?
60%. Wait a bit. 60% of the time I'm hitting sets, you know? And whenever I don't play them in like the rest of the
Wait,
40%, I'm hitting the sets and I'm like scratching my eyes because I didn't play the card, you know? So yeah.
you said 60% of the time you hit a set?
Mm-hmm. Crazy
Like
high, you know?
6-0.
Yeah, 6-0, yeah. 6-0, yes.
Okay. Maybe that's a little bit of an enthusiast
Yeah, that too.
expectation.
I'm optimistic, enthusiast. I don't know, bro. Thing
Okay, so
is, I'm raising pairs.
you wanna call or three bet here with seven?
Um, Three bet still.
Three bet.
I know it's the incorrect move. Wait a bit. I know it's the incorrect move, but that's the line I would choose, you know, basically.
Okay.
Even though in this situation, I even know what I'm up against, you know. Right now, I know I have tens in front of me.
Yeah. All right. Tim, would you ever consider three betting king five suited there?
Sorry, I'm getting into the spot. Versus UTG, we have one shorter stack. We're in low jack. King five? No. Simple answer. Simple
Okay.
answer to a simple question. No.
Careful.
Fair. Andy, what do you do here with queen jack suited? Andy, are you busy? Are you on mute?
Muted. Now then, Queen Jack suited. I could normally three bet or call that in chip EV, I think, but am I three betting it here? Am I playing tight and waiting on the 15 to go out? Three bet.
All right. Peter, what do you do here with what am I gonna ask Peter? Ace four suited. That's a good one.
Ace four suited, primarily fold. Slivers of bluff.
So do you ever three bet with it? Is the question.
Yeah, 20%.
Right? Okay. Sven, what do you do here with king 10 suited?
I think we are gonna start bluff three betting king 10 suit. Same as before. Yeah.
Full frequency every time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's lose nothing.
Right. A plus. What do you do here with ace jack off?
ICM is probably a fold. ICM is probably a fold.
You ever three bet some frequency?
With ace jack off? No, I'm not gonna. Ace jack off isn't in my. I wouldn't three bet ace jack off.
Okay. And Nate, what would you do here with pocket jacks.
Oh. Yeah, I'm three betting.
Are you three betting full frequency?
Yes.
Right? Mike,
Give me an easy one. Say aces.
what would you do here with pocket 10?
Yes.
We're getting closer to the bottom. I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna say fold.
All right. Oh,
I
Danny,
mean, if
Danny,
he's
Danny.
asking you for aces, I would be worried. Oh, do we actually have a calling range?
No, I'd say we'll three
Might
bet
be a
aces
trick
still.
question if he's asking you for aces. Probably means we have a calling range and we flat aces most of the times.
To be honest, it wouldn't matter whether it's a flip as a three bet. I'm not gonna. I wouldn't change.
Okay.
Fair.
Danny, how would you play? Ace jack suited. So how do you play ace jack suited? Stop trying to cook me for an answer, Danny. Okay, you folding pure? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, Bogdan,
Yes, my brother.
what would you do here with ace 10 suited?
Ace 10 suited.
Yes.
Three bet.
Three bet. All
75%
right.
of the time.
All right. And then, All right, I guess we can look at the range, I guess. So, again, a very, very narrow range.
Wow.
We have again, we pick some of those, you know, suited aces to three bet, but more like a lot of suited kings, right? And then look at how like pocket 7 are just folding, 9s are just folding, 10s are just folding.
Wow.
Now, if you said jacks are three betting full frequency, you got scammed. So Tim, I asked for king 5 suited, knowing you would not three bet here. So
Bro, don't sliver warrior on me. It's
I just
three betting
did.
like 15% of the time.
I just did. I asked you if you'd ever do it. You said no.
Bro,
This
you
is
sliver.
this is the nut. King 5
Welcome
suited.
back,
If
Tim.
you want to take a point away from me, you have to rename yourself in this Zoom call right now, Sliver Enjoyer. If you rename yourself Sliver Enjoyer, then you can take away my points.
Look at this, Tim.
Yeah, I
What is
also
that?
think it's not.
20%? It's at least 20%.
Yeah, I also
Tim.
think it's not feasible to like give people and take people points for like 20% plays, and like it just complicates our strategy, and trying to keep all of that in mind just makes
I
us play
agree.
weirder and worse in the end. Doesn't
Yeah,
help us play any
I-
better.
I agree, but I asked him if there was ever a sliver here, and he said no. So good enough for me to
Bro.
take away a point.
Bro, I was like sitting over here thinking like, yeah, you can mix in a little king 6, and like they're both mixing at tiny frequencies, so if you switch them, it wouldn't really be a big deal.
You should have said, oh, a little bit of mixing, just a sliver.
Oh my God. Bro.
Andy,
So I was gone for 2 months, and this is why.
welcome back. Welcome back, Tim. So, Andy, Queen Jack suited,
Yeah.
you said three bet some frequency. That's a little loose.
Yep.
We gotta fold that one. It's not
Yeah.
instinctive, right? It's not very, it's tough hand to play, I'd say, but whenever you have a jack, like a 10 or a jack against CP, you're not doing great. Anyway, you got scammed. Peter, I asked for ace four suited, whether or not you'd have three bets here. And you said yes. A little
You got me, LP.
20%. 20%. I mean, if I was looking at it, I was like, there's no way it's gonna get ace four. There's no way. It has to be like a natural three
Yeah,
bet.
man,
Then I find
you're a
that.
huge fish. Three betting ace four suited. You need to use king five suited instead, as we all know.
Yeah, it's interesting. It condenses all of the bluffs around there into ace five as opposed to
But
spreading them out and
Yeah,
giving you board coverage there.
one thing we
I mean,
see though,
right?
it prefers to use those suited kings to some those suited aces when it's CP versus CP, right? So it's
Yeah.
a pattern we've seen twice now. So maybe consider that next time you play. Maybe use a little bit more suited kings, a little bit less suited aces. Maybe.
For sure.
Sven, I asked for king 10 suited. You said yes, full frequency. I asked you full frequency or no, actually, because I knew like you were gonna I have to find a way to scam you, Sven. So yeah, it's not full frequency. Sorry. A
Welcome to
plus,
the scam.
A plus. I asked for ace jack off. You found the pure fold, so that's good. Nate,
Yeah.
Nate, you got seriously scammed here. I mean, I don't fault you. I would always three bet. Wouldn't fold jacks here too often. Also, like, yeah. So I mean, like, you
This
got
is our
scammed.
first little calling slivers
Yeah.
in there too.
Yes.
Hmm.
So nice scam. Mike, I asked for 10. You got it right.
I'm learning from my mistakes.
Yeah. Danny, I asked for ace jack suited. You said pure full. It's not pure. You gotta three bet some with it this time here. So Danny got scammed, and then Bogdan, pocket seven. You're a few pips off here, Bogdan. Eight,
I knew,
nine,
bro. I knew. I was aware of that. Don't
10.
worry. I knew. Even
Yeah,
with the tens, I remember from the tens that everything in
yeah,
lower than that was like pure fold. But even so,
yeah.
I'm a warrior. I'm gonna fight with my pairs.
Well,
Fight.
it's expensive to fight Bogdan. It's expensive. If you look here, your three bet is costing you a lot of money, right? So sometimes it's
Depends.
better to be rich and not to fight, and let
Right?
other
Agreed.
people do the fighting. And then watch with popcorn. I also asked for ace 10 suited. So ace 10 suited, I mean,
Sometimes, yeah, I see. No,
very,
it's
very
crazy.
small percentage,
Crazy tight.
right?
I was
Mostly a
even
fold, let's say here. But there's a
yeah.
sliver, right? So 6%, very small.
I
So
see.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
I know.
breaking even.
Thing is, I was even questioning myself when the hell I'm gonna beat that tide, against a
Yeah.
small open. This is
Well,
crazy tight.
yeah. Well, you're not very deep, right? It's CP versus CP. He has a very strong range. You have no incentive to play those small pairs. And then this guy can just go all in and make your life easy. And then you're laddering up because yeah. So,
Yeah, I hear. Thank you.
so fold a hand like this. So I guess we're gonna move on with here the hijack 30 big starts to have a little bit of a calling range, right? Very small, but starts to be a thing. Again, three betting a lot of those hands, folding 10, folding ace jack, folding all those pocket pairs. So you really want to have a blocker here. So king queen off, not making it. The cutoff here still is folding. Like, look at how queen jack suited is folding. Now we start to have pocket 10. And then funny enough, you'd rather play pocket 8 than pocket 9 there. because of the blocking effect, right? So Queen Jack suited folds. Well, we've seen it. We actually get to jam Ace Jack here, pocket 10. Now that we got less players left to act, 10 become a better option, right? So now, fold. The small blind, yeah, should be wildly different.
So
kind
that
of
was
a-
weird on the button. It looked like there was some three bets of ace five off, but not of ace five suited.
Can I go back easily? Well, the thing is, you kind of expand from that part of the deck from the button. Can we go back?
If you can't go back, it's not a big deal. But I thought I saw some ace five off three betting and ace five suited not.
Yeah, yes. Because well, actually, can we pull it off? Yeah. So it was the ace five suited, was it? Okay, here it is. So, we had, I think it was under the gun. So this guy was folding, right? And then this guy was opening, right?
Yeah.
Can I make him open? Okay, so Ray, I guess when I
think
select it, and then the button. Yeah, here it is.
No. I think you have to press raise when you're under the gun 8 on the right. It says raise to 2.25 on the actual like
The table.
At the table.
Oh,
At the
there
bottom.
you go. Thank you. Yeah, that's it. So, right, and then fold. And then here, let me show it like this. There's a sliver of ace five off and not ace five suited. But the thing is, whenever you're on the button, you start to expand from this, like those offsuits. So I'm not surprised here. But I think for the main part, like this is just noise, right? Those are just like
I think there might actually be a point for it, but it's stupid to do it in game. So why it does that is that if you have like under the gun 8 open raises ace 5 suited and 4-bet jams it. So if we have ace 5 off and 3-bet it, we block two ace 5 suited combos that are 4-bet jamming on us, and not just one. And that's why it wants to 3-bet that at the sliver. But I would never do it in game because people just call too much, and then we are post flop more with offsuit hands. So I would always take ace 5 suited.
yeah, so very interesting. Thank you, Sven. So yeah. Let's go back here. So here the small blind would have this strategy. So it starts to play a little bit of pairs, a very heavy 3-bet here. So as we see, kind of shift from like those very heavy suited kings, we were back here with like suited aces, right? And then that's that. Now I want to ask about the big blind. So let's see. All right. So question for you guys. First, who are we on? Is it Tim? I guess it is. Tim, would you defend here 10-9 offsuit?
All right, let's see. This is final table. We're big stack facing medium stack. Medium stack should be really strong here. We still face a risk premium, although it is lower. And of course, it's asymmetric. They have a lot more to lose against us than we do against them. Would I defend 10-9 offsuit? I mean, I don't know. The fact that you're asking me tells me that you like want to catch me on this. Which like to just like go into second order thinking. But I'm a fish, and yes, I will call.
Okay. All right. I will add you, Sam, here. Sam, what would you do here with ace four off?
I defend ace four off. I call.
Okay. Andy, what would you do here with jack nine off?
Jack nine off. Big stack. I think it's a call.
Peter, what would you do here with 8-7 off? There's no way he gets it right. Unless he doesn't answer. You hear, Pete? You busy?
The only way to win is to not play the game.
That sure is gonna work here. Okay. All right. Fine, Pete. You're safe. Sven, how would you play 8-7 off here?
Call.
Hmm?
Call.
Oh my god. Okay. Aplet, how would you play 9-8 offsuit here?
9-8 offsuit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play like a tight cash range. But I have 99 bigs, which is really interesting. If I had 20 bigs, it'd be completely different. With 99 bigs, I am going to be I probably shouldn't call this here. Maybe I should just play like a cash range and just fold. So yeah, I'm gonna fold. I'm gonna let it go.
But you see that Sven is calling 8-7 off.
I see, but since I don't have any history studying ICM, I'm just gonna play it like a tight cash thing, and I'm just gonna fold.
Interesting.
Mhm.
All right. Nate, what would you do here with king 6 off?
Raise. I'm probably raising a lot here, putting a lot of pressure on this guy
Okay.
with a big stack.
Okay. Mike, what would you do here with ace 6 off?
I still feel like we need to respect UTG's raise. We've got the ace blocker, ace six off. I think we can be polar from the big blind. Yeah, I'm gonna say raise as well. Put
Okay.
pressure on him.
Okay. I got one of you guys.
I feel like it's me. Oh, I feel like it's me. It's so
I
bad.
don't know. You can't say yes.
I do
'Cause
too.
just
I
in-
just been seeing King 6 as one. Oh, it's offsuit. Well, whatever.
Yeah, and the ace six you fold. I guarantee it.
Danny, what would you do here with king 9 off? No, do I need the chat? Yeah. So king 9 off then. Danny is busy. Peter, king 9 off.
Call.
Right? And Bogdan, let's see what we've got in store for you, Bogdan.
Give me something good.
Okay, what would you do with pocket tens, Bogdan?
Raise.
You want to think about it, or
Uh,
you just want to
it's just
snap answer?
no, it's a tough answer, and I was still thinking about it.
Snap raise. Okay.
I'm like,
What about pocket nines, Bogdan?
it's like open, bro. Raising. Open
Right?
it up.
Pocket eight,
Same.
right? Pocket seven,
He's having fun. Fold. I'm gonna stop this. Yeah.
all right. Pocket six.
Fold, bro. Fold.
You're on the big line, Bogdan. You realize that, right?
Uh, I did not. Okay. I was
What
thinking
do you do
about.
with seven?
Yeah, still raise. Still open. All the pairs are opening here. In this case.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you one last with pocket six, Bogdan. Would
Yeah,
you
still
ever
raise.
defend your big line with pocket six, or you just
Yeah.
you're a raising machine?
No, I'm also defending it, bro. But with pairs, I'm highly confident that I can beat someone head up, you know? So
You can
I'm
beat
gonna
under the gun, right? When he has ace king or 10.
yeah, of course. He can
Okay.
have ace jack, ace queen, ace 10, whatever ace he has, you know? As long
Because
as
it's
it's
a
not ace
60%
ace.
rule, right? You're gonna get your set 60%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm courageous.
All right. Very nice. Now,
You have
now,
fun with me.
now. What I
Carefully then
saw.
sit down.
Dean, the criminals in the house.
Welcome,
Dean,
brother.
how am I gonna scam Dean? Okay, I guess. Okay, yeah. Dean, how would you play your ace eight offsuit?
Raise.
Okay. How would you play here, Dean? King eight offsuit.
Raise.
How would you play here with king seven offsuit?
Okay. Probably around there, like king 8, king 7, raise. Yeah, raise it.
Okay. All right. Let's add Dean here and let's look at the solution. Okay, maybe I have one last question actually for Tim. Tim, how would you play ace queen off?
That is a good question. I think we want to be hyper polar here. It's interesting. Yeah, the raises that have been mentioned are sort of, some of them are the right idea. I don't really want to raise ace queen off much. I think we fold out like everything we dominate, and we keep in the hands that have high equity or that dominate us. So I kind of want to call it. I really want to 3-bet like queens plus, and then blocker bluffs. And ace queen off does not fall into either category.
So you never 3-bet, not even 1%.
I don't mean, dude, like, come on. I don't really care about what we do with 1%. It is
Love
not.
scamming.
10%?
For it.
I will put my
10%
Thankful
flag
for it.
on.
Look at that
I will
grin.
put my flag on 70% plus call. I will fly my flag on that. What happens
Oh.
with 30%? I don't care.
I need more precision here, Tim. More
Bro,
precision.
70%. That's precise. That's so precise.
70%.
God.
So 30% 3-bet.
Plus.
The
No,
line
I
is
didn't say that. I didn't
95,
say that.
Tim.
That's not what
Are
I
you
said.
taking the
That's
over?
not what I said.
Yes, Danny.
No, at 90, I said 70% plus. That does not mean 30% 3-bet.
What do you do
Yeah,
the
like
You're
30%?
80%,
folding?
80% plus, 80% plus, is calling.
Do
Like
you
it's
mean
really
do
like,
you mean
I
calling
want to call.
80%?
What?
Do you mean
What do
calling
you do?
80%?
What do you do the rest of
Yeah.
the 20%, Tim? Tell me.
I didn't say what I do. I said the solver might, like, I don't care what it comes up with 10, 20% of the time. And I think we're wasting time on this. Let's see solutions. Put your hand in debate me. Let's see
Do
some
you jam or
solutions.
what?
No, I never jam. Jamming's insane. Jamming's terrible.
Tim won't give me an answer.
I mean, I like define the amount of three betting.
Yeah.
Okay,
With
the
ace
amount of
queen
three
off.
betting with ace queen
Precisely.
O, big
Precisely.
blind versus U8 here.
It should be easy to figure out, Tim.
I mean,
So should it be should that be a polar strategy or a linear strategy? That should be pretty
I already
linear.
identified that. It's a hyperpolar strategy.
Is it?
Hyperpolar strategy, yes. I think I got shit here from a commentator for like flatting jacks from the big blind against EP, and it's like extremely correct. 5%. Three,
All right,
three bet ace
Tim.
queen 5%.
Oh, chip daddy now.
5% three bet. You're gonna hate me, Tim.
All right,
I'm gonna
that's
guess
fine.
it's 0.
I mean, I was kind of like aiming for 0, honestly.
All right. And then what else can
Danny.
I ask?
But the scoring is with a plus or minus 5%, right? Hold on, yeah. Wait, hold on. All right, if you're gonna be tough on me, I'm gonna be tough on you. What's my margin of error on this answer?
None.
No, come on, get out of
Let
here.
me help you, Tim, okay? It's full frequency, okay? It's either full frequency three bet or full
Call.
frequency
Call.
call.
100% call.
All right.
100% call.
All right, I help you a little
I mean, I
bit.
said it was very high frequency to begin with, and then you just like wasted a
You're
bunch of
trying to
time.
escape the question, Tim. All right, but you guys are gonna understand why I'm asking those. And then Sam, last question. Ace queen suited. What do you do with it? Actually, I might have one more after that.
So I think it's similar that we are similar to ace queen off. If we three bet it, I mean, we've got the potential for a flush, but I like a call.
The thing I like, if we three bet those kind of hand and he shoves on us, we're such in a like tough spot, are we not? Like ace queen off, we three bet, he shoves. It's like, oh my god, like.
Yeah, if he shoves, we're either
Or they shove.
dominated or we're flipping.
Yeah. Right. Let's look at the answers. So this is the solution. So, first off, I asked for 10-9 off, full frequency call. Tim got it, right? To me, it's weird that
Girl.
we get to full frequency defend 10-9 off, but then not jack 9 off, right?
Well, it's a better hand.
So Tim got 2 here because his ace queen also. I kind of like pure flatting from ace queen. I feel like it's a bit of a scam, right? I'd expect it to have some frequency of three bet, but Tim cooked me into finding a pure call, sure. So 2 points for Tim.
Yes.
Sam, I asked you for ace 4 off. You said call. There's
Yeah.
really call here in that part of the deck.
Got
Okay,
it.
but I also asked for ace queen suited. You said pure call, which you nailed. So breaking even. Where are you? So spot Andy. Andy, jack
Yeah.
9 off. Little bit loose here.
Yeah.
It's the floor, right? Stuff,
Mhm.
but yeah, a little bit loose.
Can you answer one hypothesis I want to have here? That ace queen suited is a worse three bet than ace queen O, that it loses more value three betting relative to calling. So if you three bet it, you lose $30 relative to calling. And if you three bet ace queen O, you lose $37, actually more. All right, never mind. Thanks.
So Peter, I asked for king 9 off. You said call. Little bit loose.
Total
Thank you.
slivers of call.
Ah,
Yeah.
man.
Clear call.
Can I see it? Can I see it?
Peter, you can have your call if you mail me 57 cents in the mail.
Let's give it to Pete.
Yeah, see you in Ireland.
So I asked Van for 8-7 off, and he nailed the call, which is I mean it's probably fine. But then I asked A plus for 9-8 off, and he said fold, and you both have it right. I was like, I didn't scam them. I thought I was gonna get 2 scams there, but then I got none. Very impressive.
Can we talk about
9-8
that
off.
3-bet with 8-7 off? Because that's wild. I've never seen this before in my life.
It is, right? It is.
Yeah. Is there
So
anything else down there that's doing it? Does 760 do it at all? Or is it 0?
It looks like 0.
Yeah, it's 0. It's the only one down in that region, right?
I've never seen this type of end being used before on those kind of metrics, to be honest. But we're very, very deep here, and yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wanna say something about calling the 9-8 off. You see that often that for calling shit 9-8 off is often worse than 8-7 off, for example, because it's like shares a straight with ace king. So if you get queen jack 10, you lose to ace king, and that's like the main reason.
Oh, very, very, very interesting again. Nice. Okay.
You
So
also
yeah.
block the bottom of their opening range, right? Suited 8s and suited 9s.
Yeah, also that. But like the part of sharing this trade is like more important
Yeah,
because they
ace-
have ace king like full frequency all the time, and we never have it, so we lose like big
Okay.
pots.
I asked Nate for king 6 off, thinking he was gonna knit it up, but then he firmly said raise. So, all right, nice one, Nate. And where are you here?
I knew you were going to get me on this one.
And then Mike, yeah, well, look at this though, right? King 6, almost full frequency, and then 8-6, never. So, I mean,
Is it
like,
is it to do with straight potential? Like I know King 6 is not a straight potential, but the Ace 6 it just doesn't do anything.
well, it sure is
I
the
think
worst.
with the
I think you're
with the ace, it
likely.
really likes to have the wheel, of course, because it can make straights.
Yeah,
With you need some board coverage, so if you're not using ace 6, then you use king 6
you're
because
using
you're already
King
using
6.
some of the
Yeah,
other aces because you're already
yeah.
using ace 5 and ace 4 and ace 3 and ace
It,
deuce. So
and it's the funny thing, it's the only one that folds, eh? Thanks, LP. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
of course. I knew I was gonna get you, Mike. So,
Yeah, I'm easily got.
yeah. So, okay. Bogdan is gonna be expensive here. Look at this. Pocket 10, never 3-betting. Pocket 9, never 3-betting. Pocket 8,
Look in the chat, bro. Look in the chat with pocket sevens.
pocket 7. Look at
bro,
the zoom, Bogdan. Stop
Yeah, I'm
playing
looking.
and look at the zoom.
I can. I have two
Pocket
screens. I
6.
can.
All
Yeah,
right, so
everything is
that's
fine.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bogdan. Ay.
Told you you had fun with me.
Ay, Bogdan.
No worries,
So
bro. No worries.
I tried to get Dean. Okay. I did get Dean on the first one. Dean said raise on the ace 8. So I got Dean on that one. But after that, I asked Dean for king 8 and he said raise again. So I said, okay, okay. He lost 1-1. So let's make him, let's bury him a little bit. So I asked for king 7, thinking that, like I asked for 1, it was a raise. I asked for 2, it was a raise. So I was thinking he was gonna self-debate him into thinking that king 7, like I couldn't ask king 8 and king 7 as a raise, but I don't know, man. Dean has just seen through my scam and ended up saying raise with king 7 as well. So Dean ends up with 1 point here and didn't get debated. So that's that. So that's the end of our first sim. Next solution.
Oh,
Okay, so we
This is gonna
have
be so wrecked. This is gonna be so wrecked.
so here, uh, 7 left. The stack average is a lot shorter, but still kind of the same idea. The big stack is in the big blind. So let's
And
start.
this is extreme.
Let's ask Tim. Tim, the worst pocket pair you play here. That is full
Whoa.
frequency.
Whoa. Tens.
Tens is full frequency. What about nines, Tim?
Not full frequency.
Okay. Good enough.
I think it's probably close. I mean, if I'm a pip off, that's okay. I
Yeah.
think I got the right idea though.
Okay. Sam, what can we ask you? Okay, Sam, would you open ace jack off here?
Fold.
Fold. Andy, would you open queen ten suited?
I think with the 4 big blind, we have to be really tight and we're not opening into the big blind, so I'm folding that.
Are you folding full frequency?
Yes.
Okay. Peter, what about king nine suited here?
pure fold.
Pure fold. Um, Sven, how would you play ace four suited there?
Ooh, I think it's pure folding.
With the 4 big blind stack and a 6 big blind stack, you're stepping off the curb in front of the bus here.
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
nightmare.
A plus, what would you do here with king queen off?
I'm sorry, I'm muted. Yeah. With 15 bigs, can we ever fold king queen off? Raise fold, I think.
What?
King queen off blocks pocket kings, blocks pocket queen. Maybe.
I think that's a raise fold to a shove.
So you want to raise?
Yeah, I'm opening up. I don't know that I could ever just flat out fold king queen off without any action before. So yeah, so I'm gonna raise that. Yeah.
Okay.
That is a
Question.
good question though. He said, what if 6BB calls? 6BB calls, then that's a good question. That's a good, I think I call if the 6BB calls, but yeah. So you guys keep going.
Okay. Nate, how would you play ace six suited there?
Fold.
Right. Mike, how would you play king ten suited?
Fold.
Danny? The worst pair you play. Not Bogdan, the worst pair you play?
Mm, 8 in this spot we saw.
Are you full frequency?
75%.
75%? Danny, what's the worst pair you play here? Worst pair, Danny. Pocket nine. Okay.
Can I say jacks just in my one? I
You?
just want to feel like I want to answer it. I'm thinking jacks is the lowest.
If you wanna lose a point, might be my guess.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Dean. What are you gonna do, Dean, with? How do I think Dean is gonna make a mistake? Good question. Okay, ace eight suited,
Everything.
Dean. Ace eight suited, Dean.
Oh man, the
Yeah.
fact you're asking it's probably that block of all fucking like the ace six seven eight block of fucking folding, but I'll raise it.
You'd raise it. Would you raise it full frequency?
I would, yeah.
Got you.
I know.
Okay, let's see. Do we have somebody else? I think that's it. Are we? Oh no, there is somebody. Who is it? Oh, it's Bob. Scam Bob. How do we scam Bob here? How are we gonna scam Bob? I think the easiest way to scam Bob would be, Bob, how would you play ace six suited there? From under the gun, 7 left, 15 big blind effective.
I fold.
Oh, you missed. Okay, let's have a look at the answers. So, this would be the raising range for 15 big blind. So Tim, you said 10, missing pocket 9. So you said from one tape out, it's fine. It's just not fine to get a point here. Sorry.
Yep, understood.
But, you know, in the ballpark. Sam, I asked for ace jack off.
Yeah.
This one would be full frequency.
Okay.
Andy, I asked for queen 10 off. You said fold, full frequency. You said fold. I was like, okay, it's majority fold. He probably is gonna have it. Then I asked, is it full frequency? You said yes.
Yeah.
Andy, expensive. Expensive to play in absolutes, is it not?
Yeah.
Peter, I asked for king 9. You said pure fold.
Yep.
Peter, bit nitty, Peter.
Bit nitty.
Bit nitty, but
7%
I
cost me that
mean,
point.
you know where you're
It's
wrong.
good.
You know you're pretty close, right?
Yeah.
Then I asked for ace 4. I didn't ask anyone for ace 5. I guess I should, but I asked ace 4. He immediately said fold. To me, it was tough because I could see like ace 5 raising, ace 6 folding, ace 4. Still, Sven gets it.
Yeah, you could also have asked me for ace 5, would have said waste.
Yeah,
Ace 5 is solver special.
yeah. So, nice one. A plus, I thought I was gonna scam you, man. I thought you were gonna like, I thought you were gonna say like, it's gonna be a fold, you know, because they talk about like cash game ranges and on, and it's ICM, but you found the raise. But you then said you'd call the 6 big blind jam, which is to me, you know, like, I don't know. We're gonna look it up, honestly, but I don't think you get to call, right? Anyhow, you found the raise, which is pretty cool. But the call, I'm not so sure. So let's have a look. No, it's not the same sim, right? So say we fold. And then we have our new sim. On the new sim, we have raising, and then the 6 big blind cutoff. Fold is jamming. And back to us. I wouldn't call with king queen. So for me, it's a pretty big mistake. Especially with the 4 big blind here. And then also consider that if you call and you lose, like he becomes tied with you, like almost like toe to toe with you. So you're making it tough for you. When
It will be what, 4 bigs to win 14 or something like that.
Yeah, but still, there's ICM here.
Yeah.
So it's not just like chip EV and you need to consider the money.
It makes us like second to last instead of third in chips or whatever.
So
that change versus the 4.
So
the 4 big blind stack.
Yeah, it's basically Dean that cameo here, A plus, because you were gonna get your.
No, that's not part of the scoring. That was you didn't ask. Someone else did.
It is.
No,
he asked
you didn't ask versus us.
I didn't ask. Dean asked.
Yes, but Dean
Dean
isn't the professor. You are, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't matter. It's Dean's cameo. So breaking even here, almost.
Yeah. Okay.
Nate, wait.
This changed.
Yeah. So let's go back here. Undo. Okay, restart. So we asked for A6 suited, and then you said clear fold. So you got it.
I'm on the board.
Yes. So 1. And Mike, I asked for king 10 suited, thinking you were gonna be too tight. And then you, sure enough, were too tight.
ICM, look, I'm just going to give a bit of a rant. Like, how are you supposed to ever know what to do in ICM? Like, it's just, I'm sorry, like chip EV, I'm okay. I know what to do. But man, ICM is just really killing me and it's giving me a big headache.
Yeah. You just need to be
I just
don't
know
a lot. I think there's no other
Yeah.
way. Do you have HRC? I think when you start to run hand, you start to see those patterns. But honestly, it's kind of tough, right? Knowing like Jack 10 pure fold, Queen 10 mixing, and then King 10 is just like full frequency. But honestly, I knew I was gonna get you with it because I think you're too tight. And then you said Jacks as well. You added up. You said Jack. Why would you say that? That's just a negative pre-roll, Mike.
No, it's just when you look at the 4 big blinds, the 6 big blinds, the 15.5, you just think to yourself, like, how tight do you need to be? Like, and then I just put the tightness together.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
210 is pretty good, no? In general. So
yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So anyway, that's okay. I guess I just need to buy HRC and spend some money.
HRC or GTOLAB with our affiliate link.
Okay. Can you send me the
with
link?
With HRC, make sure your PC can handle it.
Yes, I'm in the process of buying a new PC anyway, like with a hard, like with good graphics card and things like that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends on what you use it for. For poker, you don't need too good graphics, but if you want to use HRC, like a good CPU and a lot of RAM is like helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you look at the YouTube page, the links are all right here. So those are
you've got them there? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Prometheus, shout out to Prometheus, GTOLAB, very high quality product. We got Peak GTO, like the cheapest solver on the market. Bang for bucks, pretty good. Also, like they're adding sims and gonna get better with time. But for the price point, I don't think there's anything better. GTO Wizard with the IA, very useful. And then poker call chain.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
So that, let's go back. So I flashed the solution here. What? You guys see what I see?
Yes, I see jamming.
Seems wild to be jamming into the big stack here with ace 10 suited or ace 4 suited. So wild strategy here with a lot of jam. Like you open jam like 33 with ace queen. He just has aces, and then this guy is just having the time of his life along with this guy and this guy. So yeah, I mean feels rough, but it's probably the best play, right? So ace jack off here. So ace jack would be a fold. Also, kind of tough, right? I think I would venture into opening it from EP here.
Yeah,
Also,
this is
notice
this.
how like
Yeah,
king queen wouldn't play, and then
this is
queen
my
jack.
point. So hard.
I could have scammed a lot of people here, I think.
Yeah.
Yo, can you show our the big blind strategy when we open?
Oh, we're gonna see it, Danny. Don't worry. Be patient.
All right. Because I think that will inform why we're doing what we're doing.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, and I can't get behind open jamming 33 big blinds there in like two people that massively cover us. And
Yeah,
just building
it's
a
that
range around ace king for that. No way.
it's that your range is really protected here because you're doing it with kings and queens, right? So like people don't get out of line against your jams because your range is protected by kings, queens, and ace king. So
Yeah, but it's just wrong.
It's a strategy I wouldn't apply against some nationalities. To say to put it like that. Okay, so yeah, it feels like a very wild strategy. Also, like consider people are not gonna be calling perfectly, right? So maybe not optimal. But anyhow, what we want to look at here is the hijack strategy. So Tim, what's the worst pair you'd open from the hijack? Okay. What about Sam? What's the worst pair you'd open here?
Well, I've got to worry about the big blind. But I would go down to
What do you have to worry about here?
sevens.
Both are very deep.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, fair. Andy, give me the worst suited connector you would open here. It's a 10-9 suited, 8-7 suited. Is it a lot lower than that?
Probably 10-9 suited.
10-9 suited.
Yeah.
So you would never open
You're
like
happy.
4-3
5-6.
suited, right?
Well, I should be putting pressure on these low stacks, so yeah, probably would go down lower than that. Then 8-7, 7-6.
Okay, give me the worst one.
Try 8-7 suited.
8-7 suited. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, fair enough. Peter, let me ask you a good scan. What's your score, Peter? 1 point. Okay, the worst. Peter, I'm sorry, I'm gonna bury you. The worst offsuit ace you open here, Pete.
okay. So thinking from our range construction, 8 sevens. So we are going to open ace 4 offsuit at partial
Oh,
frequency.
very ambitious, Pete. Very ambitious. Very wide, very ambitious. I like it a lot.
Yep.
Sven, the worst offsuit king you would open here. That's a tough one.
I was hoping you would ask for the worst suited king, but the worst offsuit. Hmm.
There's no way you get this, man. I'm looking at it and I could
I'm
probably
not
give
sure
you
if we go
one
even wider, but I say king 7.
7
King,
off.
king 7 off.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
we might be wider.
Yeah, maybe king 6. Good answer. I like it.
Ooh, very spicy. Okay, A plus, give me the worst offsuit queen you would open here.
Um, from the hijack was 77 big, so we should be hunting small stacks here, but they're not in the blinds. Yeah, 15. Well, 15's in the blind. 79's in the blind. I'm
Are
gonna
you like
guess.
queen jack,
Well,
queen 10?
King Queen was up here, so that would have put me at. I think. Wow, would I fold Queen 10 off here? Final table. I would probably fold Queen 10 off here. I think Queen Jack. I
Queen
think I
jack.
fold Queen 10 off here. Yeah, I don't think I play it.
Okay.
Hijack. Yeah, I think I fold it.
All right. Let me give you a second chance, A plus. What's the worst pocket pair you'd open here?
The worst pocket pair was 77 bigs. Probably 5, 6s, somewhere around in there.
5. Okay, fair. Nate, the worst jack you'd open.
Offsuit, I guess we're going with Jack 10.
Jack 10, fair. Mike.
Yes, I'm here.
Mike,
Depressed.
-5. Mike,
I'm gonna just say the I just know I'm gonna just say something wrong. I'm just the worst ICM person ever.
well, let me ask you an easy one, Mike.
I don't know. Don't say that because I'll still get it wrong. So
The worst ICM player is the player who's playing today instead of showing up and learning for free from Louis.
thanks, Pete. And it's very kind of you, but still, it's still tough.
Okay, Mike, 8-6 suited.
Sorry, 8-6 suited?
Yes.
I'm nervous because I don't know what to say really. 8-6. Sorry, let me think about this. So Andy said 8-7 suited. 77. I'm gonna say fold.
Okay. Okay, so tell me, Mike, how is your range changing based on your stack depth?
Well, we still got to. I guess we can open wider because we are deeper. But we still need to respect the big blind because he can still put a lot of pressure on us, and we don't want to battle the big blind because our stacks are very similar, and he puts us in a tough spot. In general, if he's ICM savvy.
Does he?
I still think so. Yeah, he
I
covers
don't
us.
know,
No,
because
big blind has.
But he's also out of position against us, so I don't know. I'm my 7s is too tight.
yeah, definitely.
So, well, then by you saying that, I feel like 8-6 is an open then in some sort. If that's the way.
You want to change your answer, Mike?
Uh, what am I, -5? I feel like I still can't get out of the hole. If we're playing golf, I'm nearly winning. Um, yeah, let's leave it as let's. Oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. I don't want to play anymore. Let's.
So
All right, just fold. I'm folding. I'm
ace
gonna.
six.
Yeah, I'm folding. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm folding.
Okay. Danny, what would you do here with queen four suited?
Um,
The fact that you're asking it.
it's either the best fold or the worst open, right? You're asking me right on the cusp here.
I don't know.
Queen
It
four
could be
suited.
3 pips in, or could it?
I
Could
think
be
we can
3
get
pips
away
out.
with. I think it could be the floor. I'll go queen four suited is the floor. We can open.
You raise queen four suited here. You're such an animal. Jesus Christ. And what about Mike 8-6 suited? You'd always raise that as well, would you?
I don't know. Like I think it's more valuable to have a high card with the shorties there.
Okay, so you fold 8-6 suited?
Man.
You see?
Let me ask you about 7-5 suited. I think it's
Oh man. I don't know how wide we can go with the low ones. You want to have some kind of blocker, right? You're gonna scam me, but I'll fold the 7-5.
scam indeed. All right, Bogdan. The worst pair you'd open here.
But also I'll open ace deuce off.
Sixes, bro.
You wanna die on that hill, Danny? Well, you're be my guest.
I'll lose the point for free.
Just a free roll. We love it like that. Bogdan, worst pair?
Sixes, bro, sixes.
What would you do with 5, Bogdan? You would muck him? I don't believe you.
Nah, Bogdan never
I don't
played
believe
fives.
him
No,
Carter was
Bogdan
playing
never folded
every
fives
pair
in his
before.
life.
Bogdan, the worst
Yeah,
pair
bro.
you play here. Again.
Sixes, yeah, sixes. It's okay.
There's no way you fold 5s, Bogdan.
Maybe I'm limping fives, bro. Fives, I'm gonna.
I don't believe you, Bogdan.
I feel like Badan's opening pocket threes. You have to.
Okay, Bogdan, what would you
Sometimes
do?
I do, yeah.
Bogdan, my question to you, what would you do with pocket deuce?
Fold.
Fold.
Yeah, fold.
Would you really?
Yeah, I would. I
Okay.
started to be like really, really tight lately.
Ask
So
Bogdan queen jack off.
You start to be really, really tight for what, Bogdan? What's the reason here? Why do you want to tighten it up?
I'm trying something else, a different tactic to put it this way.
Why?
Oh, it was suggested.
Before you had 20 big,
really,
now you
really
get
tight
80.
since he was in the big blind like 2 hands ago, where he just raised everything.
Yeah, I know. I know, bro. Thing is, let's win back some points, okay? So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, Bogdan.
Don't worry, bro. All good.
All right, Dean. Dean, I feel like you scam A plus earlier, and then so I'm gonna scam you, Dean. What's the worst pair you open here, Dean?
Fours.
All right, that's a good start for me. The worst ace you open.
Offsuit or suited.
Offsuit. Let me help you out, Dean.
Eight.
Danny said ace deuce, and it's wrong.
Ace eight.
Ace eight off. Okay. The worst suited 10, you'd open the,
Suited 10.
yeah.
Eight, 10.
8, 10, 10, 8 suited, okay.
Yeah.
And then what would you do with 6, 5 suited?
Open.
Open. 6, 4 suited?
Yep. Open.
6, 4 suited, you'd open, okay. What about, no, I think we're gonna ask Bob. Thank you. Thank you, Dean.
Mm-hmm. Give me my -5 points or whatever.
Yes.
Minus infinity.
It's coming, Dean. It's coming. It's gonna hurt. Okay, so Bob.
Yes.
Bob, the worst suited jack you open here.
Jack 7.
Jack 7 suited. Fair answer. What about the worst suited connector you'd open here, Bob?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. The worst suited connector. Maybe it's 8-7.
8, 7. Okay. Bob, tell me, would you open ace deuce suited?
Yes.
Would you open ace deuce off?
Ace what?
Ace deuce offsuit.
For some reason you said Danny said this and it was wrong,
I
right?
could be
So
lying. I could be lying.
I'm not opening that one. I go with ace 3 offsuit. That's
Ace
weakest one.
3. Okay, okay, Bob. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so let's have a look at the range. I think everyone's gonna be surprised here at how wide we actually go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bogdan, I thought you were gonna say raise pocket deuce. I thought I wanted to save you here, Bogdan. You said I don't know pocket 6. I said I didn't believe you.
I know,
so
I know.
we go all the way to pocket deuce. So Sam, you're missing a few pairs here.
Yeah.
So I think that the motion here is like because we're extremely deep, and then some of you said that he could put pressure on us, but I feel like because we're super deep and he's super deep, we're gonna be, controlling, playing small ball together, while putting a lot of pressure on the middle stacks,
Yeah.
That's how I would approach my big stack. But big stack against big stack or premium is kind of high. You don't want to play for a massive pot, So I think like those two players are gonna be, very, very kind of relaxed, That's why you can open so wide. I don't think he puts us in the bot so much. Whereas, like,
I
if
don't
we
know,
were
are
saying,
you gonna ask something about how the big blind plays later? Otherwise, I would have a guess about.
well, yeah, kind of. We could have a look after, but I think like what's important here is to
But
see-
you're not gonna put us to the test on like big blind play.
maybe I
That's
will.
what I wanna.
Maybe I will.
Okay, then I won't say anything for now.
Well, actually, you know what? Go ahead because it's getting late a little bit, and something interesting is about to happen. In case you guys don't know.
Yes, so
Go
I
ahead.
think the big blinds, if he has a 3-bet range at all, he's not 3-betting kings. Like maximum build around aces against us. And I don't know, maybe he doesn't even 3-bet anything. But maybe it's like aces and stuff like ace-6. But kings and worse are pure calls.
Small blind.
Yeah, I messed it up. So we had the low
What
jack.
interesting thing is about to happen?
I will say it out loud very quickly. So first off, let's look at the 3-bet
Oh,
range.
wow. Sick.
So very surprising. He is actually 3-betting a ton.
3-betting 10-6 suited.
Yeah. So a lot of 3-betting going on, a lot more than I thought. Also, he's doing 7 big blinds, right? Not 5, not 9, 7. I thought there would be a lot more calling. A
So he
lot.
does put us in the box.
Yes, he is. Definitely.
Yeah,
So I was right
that's
about something. Point for
confusing
me.
because
1 point.
All right. Well,
because when we cover like by a tiny bit, we don't have any three bets whatsoever, and I thought would be
Before you
similar with premium for him now because
before you end it,
we're so close.
no,
can we see big
actually,
blind versus low jack?
big blind versus low jack. Yes, we can. Fold, raise, fold, 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 fold. Big blind versus low jack. Very different range, right?
Yeah.
So as we see a lot of pressure against the middle stack, we put them in a tough spot with our ace blockers, our small pairs. We three bet very polar. So, you know, that was my guess kind of. But yeah. Okay, on that, we're gonna wrap it up. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Although the show is not over, so we're gonna just end the recording. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, subscribe, everything. Check out our affiliates. Check out pokercoaching.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, everything. Have a good one.